Hi everyone! I wanted to do a really quick video today and show you how I have my Hobonichi Weeks set up in this cover. I did recently make this cover and I made it to the specifications that I wanted for the things that I wanted to store in here with my Hobonichi Weeks. So I do use the weeks for planning, for everyday planning, and it goes with me everywhere. It kind of lives in my purse, but then I take it out when I'm at home and I'm constantly referencing it. So this piece of leather actually came from this. This was a standard size traveler's notebook that I made. I've shown it on Instagram and in other videos. And eventually what I decided was the holes that I poked here and here for my vertical closure elastic, they were way too close to this edge. I should have set them in a bit farther. I really loved the piece of leather that I used for this. So I ended up just slicing it out, and it ended up being the perfect amount of leather for the Hobonichi Weeks size. As far as the width goes, I did shave a little extra off the height. But I'm very, very happy that I managed to salvage this piece of leather. And I really love how this turned out. Also, let me see. This is totally a coffee bean. Am I right? I love this piece of leather so much. Okay, so what I decided was I really needed this to be functional, like super functional. I keep this in my purse and I take it out when I'm grocery shopping because I keep my grocery lists in here. And I really wanted everything super secure, but I also wanted everything in here that I use for planning. Now, if you've been around here for a little while, you'll know that I really, really, really hate pen loops. I can't stand them. And in the past, when I've bought leather covers, I usually slice off the pen loops myself. And it's quite a shock to me that I decided to put pen loops in this. And the reason is because I was really going for functionality. I wanted the closure to have more purpose than just being the closure. So I ended up with a double pen loop because it's Hobonichi fever right now. And I've been seeing all of the Hobonichi covers that have a double pen loop, which serves to hold your pen plus keep the cover closed. And that multi-functional purpose really got me. And in the end, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go with that because it has a dual purpose. And that's what I need. I don't want to take my pen out and then also take an elastic closure off or unbutton something and then take my pen out. I like that this is just kind of an all-in-one thing. So I have both the front and the back cover of my Hobonichi Weeks in here. I do enjoy looking at the super beautiful and lovely covers that I choose, but because this has to be really functional, I decided I really want this secure in here. So I decided to just forego seeing the pretty cover and go for stability and not having this flop around or fall out while I'm pushing a shopping cart, referencing my grocery list, and kind of corralling my kids at the same time. So function, I went for function. This, I've mentioned this previously, it's one of those Hobonichi Weeks sized supplemental notebooks. It's a little bit smaller than the actual Weeks, and it just has the extra gridded Tomoe River paper. So what I'm using this for, in the back, I have info here. I covered it with some scrapbook paper, put my stickers on. This is going to hold all of the important information that I tend to reference over and over. So a lot of phone numbers, because I don't want everything always on my phone. And then addresses, you know, when you go to a doctor's office and then it asks you for your primary physician's information like their address and fax and all of that. That's all in here. So all I have to do is flip this open and then I have all the info I need in one place. And then this can be switched from book to book, from cover to cover, and it's always just contained in here. And then I have all of these pockets on the left side. So this is the Hobonichi Basic Stencil. I've never used a stencil before for planning, and I decided to try a Hobonichi one just to see how it went. I'm finding it pretty unnecessary, but I still have a lot to play around with this. So I'm reserving judgment until I give it, you know, a really good go. These are the Marks ink tabs that I use to tab the top of my Hobonichi. And on the back, I have a few sticky notes, and I have that there. These are the Midori brand monthly sticky notes. They're mostly sticky. There's only like this little bit at the end that isn't. I like these to use in the monthly spreads. These are a little bit bigger, but whatever, they serve purpose just fine. And then this is the Hobonichi brand like page flags, and you can write on these, and I love using these to future plan in here. So this is the cover, and as you can see, this is a different leather that I used on the inside. This, I will have everything linked below like I usually do if you want to know where all of these leathers came from. But where I got this, I got it from Rocky Mountain Leather, and they will skive down any leathers that you want, and they have all different thicknesses that you can choose from. So I got this one super thin. I think this is like 0.8 to 0.6 millimeters thick, so it's super thin. And I basically got maybe half a hide of this because this is what I want to use for all interior type pockets. Oh, I also have my Washi Dot stickers that I use in here. So I put these pockets in because I knew I wanted to keep all of these things on here and keep it organized. And I did it in a way, I think you can kind of see the V here. So I made it so that the edge was only 2 layers thick. I know it's really hard to tell, but I kind of, this piece here, I sliced it right here where this piece would overlap so that they don't overlap. And then I cut it at a V and sewed it right there underneath here. Yeah, you're really not going to be able to tell. I mean, you can kind of see it a little bit. But anyway, it keeps it nice and thin and streamlined all along the edges and everything. These were absolutely insane, these pen loops to put in, because first of all, a lot of this was luck. The way that this had to go was there needed to be enough room for my Hobonichi Weeks to fit without bumping up against the end of the pen loop. So I basically took a piece of this Maverick leather, skived it down with this skiving knife that was the hottest mess ever, but you know, I knew it was going to curve over and you weren't going to see the inside anyway. So I skived it as thin as I could with the amount of patience that I had, which wasn't much. And I glued it on here, and this was a really long piece. So I glued it on. Once that was glued on, then I took my X-Acto knife and then carefully sliced it as close as I could to the punched holes, because I punched the holes first and then I cut this so I could see where the holes were and give it just enough extra leather right here to keep it secure. So time will tell if I allowed enough there, but this was a lot of trial and error. So anyway, I find this design to be very, very, very functional for what I was looking for. I have a picture of this up on Instagram, so if you want to get something made like this and you want to show another maker what design you're after, you know, feel free to show them that post. I don't have any novel designs. You know, there's plenty of makers that I think do it this way. I don't make covers to sell only because I don't have the time to properly devote to that, and I am going to be out of town for like a few months coming up and stuff. So I just, it's not something that I can, unfortunately, I can't fit it into my life and actually do it justice. So feel free to, you know, take any of the designs that I show and, you know, try to get something made for yourself. So I'm going to load this back up. So I'll have this back here, and these just slip so nicely back there, and they're so thin, they don't take up much room. I just really, really love it. And I put this up here, and I like this leather too because it does stretch out a little bit. And when I have everything packed in here, I find that the tension is good enough that it keeps everything in place, and I have no issues with anything moving around or wanting to fall out at all. And then I keep this in here like that. And I did add in this decoration on the inside here. I didn't get around to decorating this until the end of the year, so I just decided to go ahead and embrace a winter theme. So that's what I did. This is scrapbook paper I put in there, but oh yeah, I did might as well do a little bit of a current flip through. I have October here, and I'm trying to use up a bunch of stickers, so I found these Halloween themed ones, but that's as much decoration as I'm doing. And I did say that I was going to keep this very non-decorative, but a couple weeks back, like at the beginning of October, because I had found a bunch of Halloween themed stickers, I went through all the weeks of October basically and laid these down. So I future decorated. So once I got to the week, I wasn't actually decorating. I was just filling in everything. So as you can see, I've got that for the last week because Halloween is right here. So anyway, that is all I have for you today. And I just wanted to share how I have everything here. And at first, this pen loop, it was a bit tight, but because it's leather, I knew it just needed time to stretch out, but it has gotten a lot more probably slick inside and formed to this pen quite well. And also when I'm out and about, and I don't want to like properly close it up for any reason, I love that I can just kind of clip my pen to it and throw it in my bag. I'll usually do like this and toss it in my bag. And then later on, I'll actually come here and properly close it. So I'm really, really happy with this design. I'm going to not knock pen loops so bad anymore because, you know, I can't believe I have two on one, but you know, we all grow and mature. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.